A man wearing shoes placed his feet into a basin of water and then holding a cat in his arms he fixed his gaze into the cat's eyes. To his astonishment the water below began to boil. The cat's pupils shrank and that's when John successfully crossed over to hell. Hell was a place of burning flames and crumbling ruins and John, holding the belongings of the dead, quickly determined the direction he must follow. The place was incredibly dangerous, he needed to act quickly. As he moved forward the demons around him began to stir. Finally he found the girl, but as soon as he did the demons sprang into action. John could only hurry towards her. The girl however jumped down, leaving only a bracelet behind. In a desperate moment John shattered the holy water in his hand and suddenly he was back in the living world. He was covered in smoke, writhing in pain as he curled his body. John handed the bracelet to Angela, proving that her sister Isabel had indeed fallen into hell due to suicide. Though the evidence was right before her eyes, Angela still couldn't bring herself to believe it. John, utterly drained and weak, asked the priest to investigate further. The priest infiltrated the morgue and found Isabel's body. He used his abilities to read Isabel's memories from her past life. Placing his hands on the corpse's wrist, his eyes began to roll back and white smoke began to rise from his head. Suddenly a demon's roar startled him. A mark appeared on the corpse's wrist. The priest fell to the ground in terror and, trying to calm his nerves, pulled out his flask for a drink. But when he twisted open the cap, no liquid would pour out. Panicked, the priest rushed to a convenience store and grabbed a bottle of liquor, but no matter how many bottles he opened he couldn't get a drop. Exhausted and defeated he collapsed to the ground, knowing his time had come. With a final effort he took a bottle opener and drove it into his palm, leaving a clue for John. By the time John arrived, the priest was already dead. John noticed the clue carved into the priest's palm, so he wiped away the blood with some ice, then covered the mark with a cloth. A mysterious symbol appeared. John called his friend Byman, asking for help to investigate the symbol's origin. Byman didn't let him down. In the dark Bible he found a lead. The symbol was the mark of Mammon, the son of Satan. The Bible said that Mammon had grown tired of his father's rules and desired to build his own kingdom on earth. For a purebred demon to appear in the human world they needed a powerful medium to channel through, and that medium was Isabel. Before Byman could finish, a fly crawled out of his eye. John realized something was wrong and urged Angela to hurry. By the time they arrived, Byman was dead. Angela had no choice but to tell the truth. She and her sister, just like John, were born with the ability to see both the living and the dead. But Angela's spiritual power was even stronger than Isabel's. However, Angela had chosen to suppress her abilities, not wanting to be seen as a freak. As time passed, her powers faded away. For the sake of her sister, Angela decided to awaken her spiritual power again. She turned to John for help. John instructed Angela to submerge herself in a bathtub full of water, as water was a conduit between the living and the dead. To awaken her dormant spiritual power quickly, she had to be brought to the edge of death. The moment Angela lay in the bathtub, it suddenly exploded. Her spiritual power surged back into her body. The images from hell still haunted Angela, and in a moment of sudden realization she took John back to where Byman had died. There on the floor she found a coin. John only needed a glance to understand who had killed Byman.